first thing is first. Let us get that handset off of there. 1 second. Okay, so we can see if you look towards the base of this hand, we got a fair amount of this black. It's corrosion. But again, it's at the base. It's amazing it's not out at the tip. Normally it's the other way around. So this black stuff it depends. I'm going to clean it. It's possible that the black stuff will take the plating off, but I'll do my best to minimize it, but I won't know until I actually do it. Here is your minute hand. And as you can see, it's the same deal. All of that plating right there is under attack. So I'll clean it gently as I can, but honestly, it's a blessing that all of this metal is clean. You could get some brassing here. We'll see. I mean, I'll try to minimize it, but at a certain point, there's nothing I can do. It's either going to stay or it's going to go, as is true with most things. Okay, what do we got? Well, it's dirty. This should turn out pretty well. I'm going to have to be really careful with that loom because, again, it's also water damaged. But I will do everything we can. Some kind of liquid is inside this case. Not exactly sure what it is. Your dial, interestingly, what's the case back date on this thing? January 82. It's definitely a real dial, like no joke whatsoever. It's had some, I don't know if you can see this, but look, it's actually warped. This is pushed out from the inside. It's like it's down in the middle. See, it's got this, it's like pushed out in the middle. Also, it looks like it got some kind of a hit here. Like it's bent down. I'm not exactly sure what's up with that, but yeah, you can actually see it right here, right there in that shadow. I wonder why that is. Well, okay, I'm going to try to figure that out. I'm gonna put that right here. I can flatten it, it's just weird. Let me put it that way, it's weird. Well, no, I do see a servicing mark in there, yes, I do. 2 servicing marks. 1, 2, at least. January 86. The one below it, I don't know what that says. Who knows? Okay, so let's get our next basket of parts up. Let's get this going. There we go. There we go. We got those hands. Hands are going like that. That there. This comes over here. There we are. Yeah, definitely we have some kind of liquid in here. I'm not sure what that is. The movement doesn't look bad, but you know what? Let's do that thing. Hey, it's hazy. Here you go, there's your stop lever. It does 2 things. When you pull this, there you are, you're running. This is the physical stop lever. It stops the train from moving, and this loop here connects with this post on the back underside of the circuit, and it cuts power. So that's what this is, it cuts power. So you make the train stop and you cut the power. these are all pretty dirty, but that's to be expected. Yeah, I'll have to run all that stuff through a preliminary wash. I don't know what that stuff is on there, but okay, there's your hacking lever. Oh, yeah. And here are your wheels. No corrosion. Looking okay so far. Let's pull that hacking lever. Okay, so there's your handy dandy hacking lever. Oops, I dropped it. Again, it's dirty, but you know, what are you gonna do? Now, when I do these, that's the stepper motor right there. It is highly magnetized. It tends to stick to everything, including its framework. So I typically will clean these two together. One of the things we have to do, it's so critical with one of these when you've had one of these with water intrusion, the stepper motor, which is extremely magnetic, if there's any kind of corrosion inside the movement that's metallic, it will, or ferrous I should say, it will migrate to this stepper motor and it'll just get stuck there. And the only way to get that stuff out, period, is to do physical removal. There's no other way to shift this stuff. No cleaner will touch it. Okay. Yeah, typically dirty. Okay, let's flip it and break down the calendar side. Darn it. I mean, under the hood, it looks pretty decent, doesn't it? You can see the hand stack slip it around. If you look at the day wheel, you can see the gap changes. See that? It keeps moving back and forth there. Yeah. Some of these parts, it's the calendar parts in a 7549 that are just, they're so hard to find if you lose them. Thankfully, I have some spares. Come on, out you come, out you come. Don't worry, I'll put you back. Yeah, these things, they're unique to this one, as are their day wheels and their hour wheel and their cannon pinion. And if you don't have those things, you're going to have problems. The reason they did this is to provide extra torque to get the hands to move around, because the hands were a lot bigger than anything they were expecting. I don't know where that goes. Well, I mean, they knew what they were expecting, but you know what I mean. Of course, the big question is, well, no, I know the answer to that one too. It's like, why didn't they just use the original architecture from the 6000 series, which is what they took it from? I'm like, well, those do not have increased torque. So everything was like a 6000 series, except for this, which was a flagship model. So they wanted to make sure it was correct, and so they dropped the money to do this extra stuff. I mean, once they had the tooling, though, why didn't they just keep at it? No corrosion, no bending. Come on, you. Damn it. Come on, Kent. Nope, wrong one. Okay. Here's your setting lever with wheel. Looks good. Oops. Did not mean to do that. I'm checking to see if the tip and the day wheel fingers, it's still sharp, but there's like some kind of fuzz on there. I'm gonna clean it and then see if I can get that out. If it's not okay, then I will get rid of it. But it looks like it should be generally okay. Teeth look okay on your intermediary date driving wheel. Come on, out we get. Yeah, more sticky stuff on. Darn it, more sticky stuff on here. It looks, again, same, it looks okay, but some of the teeth are actually kind of thinner than they ought to be. I might want to replace that, but we'll see. Come on, out we come. Out we come, out we get. There we go. Clean. Got you. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Would you stay where I put you? Okay, last one. Cannon pinion. Lord help you if you don't have one of these. I think I have maybe 2 left. And then we go like this. And then we say, oh, right, we haven't taken out the center wheel cock or bridge, or whatever you want to call it. Come here, come here. Dirty. And there's your center wheel right there. There is your center wheel port. Please notice it's just a round hole in the middle of this brass plate. It's not jeweled or anything, which is why it has worn into an oval, which the eagle-eyed among you will have already seen. Yeah. Yeah, it's blown out oval-wise. Because it always, the thing with these quartz watches, they have unstressed trains, but if you still have sideways force and something that can wear, eventually it's going to eat up something. Okay, I'm going to clean this up. I have to do some preparatory cleaning before this goes through my cycle because it's pretty dirty, but that looks okay. I'm going to clean everything. I'm going to jewel that center wheel port. I will then go through and put everything through the washer, the ultrasonic there, and then I will come back. Yeah, it's really weird. There's like lacquer or something in here. What is this stuff? And look, it's like grease or something. I don't think it's electrolyte. I have no idea what this stuff is. But anyway, we're gonna get rid of it. Case time. I already did a partial disassembly, but I didn't clean anything. Gotta hand clean all that stuff. Gotta pull this baby. I hope I don't have to get out, you know, the big tool. Okay, I did not have to dig out the super case back tool. I was able to lean on this one and get it off. Okay. Dirty, no rust. you know, it's screwed into the inside of the crown here, and it's only a very short threaded section, and if you really stress it out, it can snap off. So we got to heat it. You're not setting fire to it, you're just getting it warm enough to soften that stuff up. Oh, a little more. Okay, let's try that again. Hopefully without burning my fingers. But, you know. Aha, see, look, I barely touched it. Use a little bit of heat, off she comes. And that's especially important with one of these 7549s because these male shafts here, they're not easy to find. This center section is longer. And you can actually look, you can see the remains of the, look, the layers of the cement on here. For a long time, old dudes were like, no, they don't glue those in. And I'm like, yes, they do. And there's your proof. There it is. So now, get off my tweezers. So now we can, let's get that gasket out of there. Come on, you. I see you in there. Out. Come on. And there she blows. There's your crown gasket. Look, it's all flat-sided on both. It's like square profile now. It's supposed to be O-ring, but it's not. Crown threads look pretty good. It's mashed a little bit right in here, but I don't think it's that bad. Same thing, your crown tube threads are also a little mashed. I might have to clean these up. You can see it's kind of pushed down right there. I have a tool I made where I can clear those and I can make that a little better, but okay, it drops in. How many turns do we got? 1, 2. No, I mean, that's fine. As long as you treat it carefully, and I'll show you how to do that, you should be okay. I'm still gonna clean those threads. It's exactly what I'm still gonna do. Okay, so now all of that is apart. I'm gonna hand clean everything that needs hand cleaning. I'm gonna put everything through its cycles, and then we'll go from there. Whoops, thank you. Here we are post-clean. I just thought I'd show off a couple of things. First, see the little jewel there that's in the middle? Right there, that is your new center wheel jewel. Isn't that exciting? I think it's exciting anyway. Here's your mid case. Looking pretty sweet. Shroud. It's clean. And again, there's no rust on it, no corrosion pitting. Case back. Sorry for the yelling. Oh, these are just, I haven't finished running this one through. And here's your case back. Same deal. No pitting, sealing surfaces look great. So it is time to go ahead, and I'm going to get her assembled and running. That is our next step. I'm going to come back when we've got numbers. And we are together. Here is the handy dandy Seiko quartz tester QT99. State of the art, circa whatever the heck decade this thing was made. So we are gonna adjust this thing live, which is always fun because these have a variable trimmer on them right here. And it's not 24 hours, geez, I'm showing my mind here. 360 degrees of travel, 2 up and 2 down. Let's see what it says. I moved a lot more than I normally would, but ignore this. It's still calibrating, recalibrating. It has to count to 10 before it gets a new reading. Okay, so I definitely went the wrong way, which is normal. Okay, so that's what I did. Let's see where that drops me. Really? Yeah, I don't believe that. Well, maybe, I don't know. Let's go the other way. Come on. Well, I dropped it a lot more this time. Or I went up a lot more. Let's do that thing. Because this is, you can go 360 degrees, and it has two up cycles, then you can slow it down. So you just go around until you find what you need. Okay, cool. We are definitely going the right way. At least I hope we are. I need to go for another good run here. Let's see if I can drop it. Yeah, slowly. Slowly. So, oh, by the way, this is seconds per day. 2 seconds, tenths of a second, hundredths of a second. So 2 seconds a day, that's already pretty accurate, but we can get it way better than that. Oh, stop it. Getting there. I'm gonna have to get aggressive. Oh, come on. Okay. Holy cow. What? Are you saying I overshot? The Blue Jays are fighting the Hawks. Well, Hawk, singular. Pretty soon, I'm gonna punt this thing and just move it big and see if I can get it to give me something else. Okay. Are we finally getting somewhere? Let's try this. Let's keep cracking it. We've almost gone 360 degrees, so I'm a little unclear about, yikes, how that happened. Now we're losing a second a day. Losing 3.41 minutes again. I do not believe that for 1 second, but yeah, I want to try to go back. I've got to figure out the direction here. Okay, so right now we are sideways. I'm going to go 5 minutes counterclockwise. That didn't help us. It's another 5 minutes counterclockwise. But I'll try being less aggressive. I hope we don't have a bad trimmer. Oh, look at that. Let's see. Let's drop it some more. Assuming this is the drop direction. Ooh, we're finally getting there. We are getting there. It's coming down. I think I was actually being too aggressive. It's one of the reasons why trying to adjust the accuracy on a quartz manually by putting the second and then, you know, trying to adjust it, because you don't have anything to go by. I'm just going to leave it. I want to see what it does here. I want to just see steadier numbers from thing to thing. Okay, and counterclockwise just a hair, and that looks like it was the wrong direction. Or was it? Well, I don't know. I want to go in and check this. I'm getting way too much variation. It should be settling down. It shouldn't be going up and down this much. Okay, well, at least it's staying relatively steady. I'm just going counterclockwise. Try that again. So we're in the tenths of a second. Now we're still in the tenths of a second, but heavens. Why? You know, I'm going to do it. Because these things are 180 degrees. I'm sorry, 360. I just want to reset it completely and let's start from 0. Sometimes I think maybe if the circuit is sat for a long time, you can get, it's not, the connections are just strong as they should be. Okay, I'm still going counterclockwise, but only a hair. I don't know, something's jumpy. Yeah, something's funky. Yeah, I need to go back in and look at something. Okay, so I am back. We are getting much cleaner numbers. Well, in the sense of we're getting steady numbers. It's not jumping all over the place. That doesn't count. Okay, let me just get these on here. Yeah, so now it's just the point of we can go counterclockwise or clockwise. I will tell you I'm not going to go as hard as I did. Because maybe that was too ambitious. There we go. Sorry for the noises. Okay, yeah, we're real steady. Okay, so I'm going clockwise. Just a hair. And that was barely moving, by the way. Sometimes these discriminators are just really touchy. Yeah, you see those numbers, when it jumps like that, it hasn't counted to 10 yet. Okay, another tiny one. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's not hearing correctly. Maybe it can hear the clock, and that's jacking it up. The reason I'm holding on to this like this is I'm trying to isolate it so the microphone doesn't hear anything else. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, move that. Yeah, okay, that did not work. I don't buy it. This normally is not this hard, by the way.
What? I'm at the bottom of the stairs. I thought you put it back in the garage. What do you want?
Counterclockwise? I'm sorry, clockwise. Well, I mean, so far we're making some progress here. Okay. Yeah, you've shown me that before. Come on, impress me. Yeah, not like that. Probably just went a little too far, but we will see. Mama. That's what I'm talking about. 6/100ths of a second per day gaining. I like it just a few hundredths over dead center. That's what I really like, because then it's losing, it's off in terms of time a very tiny amount, but it's gaining time. That way you're not late for your train. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That's why, man, fooling around with these things, if you don't have a quartz tester, and they make them now pretty inexpensively, you don't have to use something like this. I'm just being obstinate. But yeah, that's the thing on these, because a lot of these 70s and 80s Seiko movements used these variable trimmers. Even their today, Seiko's top of the line quartz movements, they use the 7A style, which is just a little thing that you turn back and forth. It only will adjust, you know, a few seconds here and there. It's not really precise. This thing you can dial in crazy, but Seiko decided for whatever reason they didn't want to put variable trimmers in these. But man, like through the 70s and the 80s, they loved putting this thing in. I mean, inexpensive movements like the 7123s, you know, 2 joules, but they're all metal and they have a variable trimmer. Yeah, in many ways, Seiko was a different company then. Okay, this is good. It is late. I am going to, yeah, it's late. I'm just going to let this run in some more, because as this runs in, the rate may drop ever so slightly. I don't know why these do that, but it does. So I'm going to let it run in until it settles down. I'm going to let it go overnight. And then I'll come back in the morning and we'll see what the numbers are. Yeah, because we're getting good steady numbers now. Okay, then that's it. I am gonna let this thing be. Okay, so I expect this number to keep dropping a few degrees, and then tomorrow morning I will adjust it up and we'll try it again. Okay, and that is the end of that chapter. Let's clock out for the day. What do you say? Okay, folks, let's see you later. Everybody say goodbye to the quartz tester. Good night, quartz tester. That's the end of that. Well, good morning. Let's get this going. Let's see where we're at. Would you stop? Okay. Oh, wait, you have to turn on power first. There we go. I want to see it recalculate. I knew it was going to drop some. That's the way it goes. I don't know why, but as these run in from a service, they drop. So I'm going to have to put it up. That's why we run it overnight, so I can make sure it does what it is supposed to do. Okay, good. So I am just going to try to touch this. Okay. Well, I'd say good morning, but it isn't quite morning yet. So let's do this thing. Oh. Whoops, no power. Let's try that again. One hundredth of a second per day. Okay, that's real tight. So I want to finish assembling and then see how it behaves when it's all put together. Because the hands are gonna, they're gonna change a few things. Okay. I want to finish reassembling this. I'm going to build this thing up completely finally, and then I'll test the numbers again, and we'll go from there. But I have boy, darn it, has been a long day, and darn it, it's barely lunchtime. Okay, so I'm going to stop this. Let me put this thing together, and we will go from there. I want to take care of that. Okay, so I've done the cleaning on your dial. This watch had a busy life, but somebody during some previous service bent the dial. I just wanted to show it to you so you could see it yourself before I go to try to correct it. Which is, let's go like this. You can see the bend right there. And then this is sort of dished down. So I'm going to need to bring the middle up, and I'm going to need to bring this down. I don't know how or why that happened, but I'll do my best. Also, I'm going to need to remove this stuff. These are spots of corrosion from the minute hand on the other side going by and dragging stuff which gets in here. So FYI, I'm going to be doing some reconstruction. It's much cleaner, and I flattened that out. So I think that looks a lot better. I did a little teeny tiny bit of very thin down clear coat. In these, you can't see it, it's invisible. But what it does is it essentially waterproofs the limb, and that's a good thing. Looks pretty good. Now I am working on your hands. I'm in the process of cleaning them up. Got some pretty serious haze on the metal, but it looks a lot better than it did. I'm not done. I don't want to go too crazy, because the last thing you want is to try to push it too far and then kaboom. So I'm going to think very carefully about how I'm doing that. This is a Seiko 7549 7010 Tuna. It has a screw down crystal ring to hold this crystal in place firmly. Now, don't be like me and forget that Pardon me. Don't be like me. Don't forget that you need to really, really get this ring down before putting on your rotating ring. Because if you don't, what happens when you put on the rotating ring is that the underneath of it contacts the screw down ring, because the screw down ring is too high above this edge, and so it catches, and it acts like the gasket got pinched, but it's not. It wasn't pinched. And don't be like me and go through any number of gaskets and reseatings and stuff trying to make this right. Don't do that. You got to put it in, screw it down, let it be. Otherwise, you're just going to be chasing your tail like I was. So let's see if I did it. You'd think I'd remember, because this has happened to me like multiple times. I'm like, oh, right. Gotta get that screw down ring down. So let's try it. Let's see how I did. See, that's a nice clean snap. And I'd get a good snap. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. And then it was like grind. Yep, that's what did it. So you need to put your shroud back on. So Seiko has a ton of different shrouded models, and the shrouded models, the shroud comes off. So that means that sometimes we've got to put it back on. So we've got 3 screws on here. The way to do it, you don't just screw this down all the way, because it's actually pretty easy to get a misalignment, and then the other screws will not thread in. So, and then back it off just a little bit. And this ensures that the thing is aligned with all the screw holes. Once that's achieved, we can then firm down. And that's it. So we are going to match to our fabulous 7559. I've got the day and the date right. Let's go forward. Let's see what we can do. So, okay, that just turned over. We're coming up then on noon. No, I was wrong. Okay, yeah, you're not supposed to do this, but you know, it's just a can opinion. And it stopped anyway, so. And it's a quartz. 710, so we need to go to 7. No, 651. Since I'm here, might as well check the alignment on those hashes. Good. Okay, sorry about the yelling. Okay, we're gonna sync it up to the second here, and then I will talk. It's a hair off, but you know, that's okay. Well, all right, sir. This is your 7549 7010. We're all done. It's as clean can be. Okay, so let's put this here. Let's go like this. Let's go like that. And let's talk about things. I'm going to do it. Okay. That's your original hand. This is your original loom. This one obviously was more damaged, and it shows it, but it's still clean. It's clean. You've got some plating loss on this hand. Frankly, I expected it to have more. Ditto for this hand. You remember this whole thing was black. I didn't know if that was just going to pull off the plating or what, but it actually didn't. There's some haze on it, on the surface of the hand, and I couldn't do anything really much more about that without getting like industrial, and then there's probably what would happen is we'd lose the plating. So again, all the loom is original, except actually right there. There was a tiny pinhole right here, and I patched that with my own Vintaloom. And we're good to go on that point. Your dial came out pretty well, don't you think? You can see the blue on that insert too, that Dynie blue. Speaking of your insert, I know that you had requested that maybe I find another insert for you because the wear on this one bothered you, if my memory serves. So here's the thing, I went through and I certainly have inserts, but they're all pretty hosed. I mean, scratched up. At least that one has a complete loom pip window. We got, what do we got here? Oh God, I got a bag that one. That one's real too. Of course it's real. But destroyed pip. This one's ghosted to heck and back. That's real too. Of course it's real. I mean, real in the sense of real wear. Look at that, it's all banged up and squished. There's almost nothing left of this one. So the only good original rotating ring I got was an original Seiko Pepsi, and these did not obviously come with that. It would look a little funky. Interesting. The only other option I've got for you is this is aftermarket. It's one of the aftermarkets. The big way to tell is that the pip is wrong. It's not big enough. Also, around the edges, it's sort of basically, it should be perfectly flat topped. It's kind of rounded. Also, these originals, the originals had sort of a pebbly satin finish. And this one is kind of glossy. I don't know. Me, personally, I mean, I can put this in if I could ever get the darn thing open. Gosh, I'm going to have to rip this damn bag apart. Come on. Get out. Oh, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. Come on. Ah, there we go. And I think I did damage it. Okay. So this is one of the standard aftermarkets that are available around today. So you have to imagine that's aligned properly. I'll just hold it like that. How about that? And like I said, now it's up to you. If you want me to put that in there, I certainly can do that. Not a problem. This has never been in a watch before. So you just let me know. Me personally, well, you know, it's whatever you like. It's your watch. If it's if the insert is really bugging you, I can swap it out. Me, well, I'd keep it just because, I mean, it matches, aside from anything else, like it being original to the watch, it matches the rest of the watch in terms of condition. All this stuff is honorable wear. This watch is a perfect example of wabi-sabi. It's an entirely unique watch, and it's original to itself, and it lived a working life. So me, I'd leave it, but that's me. Your crown screws down beautifully. Your threads are in wonderful condition, and I don't know, that's about it. Your loom, I went and firmed all that down with a very thinned clear binder, so it looks the same, but it is not in danger of flaking off the dot. Your two hands, I undercoated with a very light clear mix of some loom and clear binder just to hold it, and it looks great. Well, I don't know, I think it looks great anyway. So that's about it. I thank you so much for your patience and for sending this in. It's a great watch. It really is. It was fun to work on it for you. Okay, thank you very much.